Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming to watch. I've got an update for you guys on your system that is brewing down here in the southeast, and then it'll also be moving into the northeast as well. This one looking like it's going to be a little bit of a more coastal storm for you guys in the northeast. And then we have that snow potential in the Carolinas and the interior parts of the southeast. So we will be diving into this storm. And we're also going to be looking at your upcoming possible snowstorms for many areas here in the eastern U.S. and then maybe a few storms that could bring some heavy rainfall or possibly even some gusty thunderstorms. So we have a lot to talk about, but we'll get into your night update. So we're going to be taking a look at your current alerts. You can see it's not that busy right now because you don't really have much going on other than your storm trying to get going. That's kind of located right here in Florida, Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, that kind of area. It's been kind of moving around out there, trying to get that low pressure, really trying to, get it going. But that's going to start flying up the coast, and that's going to bring a lot of snow into the border between Tennessee and North Carolina. So that's basically what you guys got with this winter storm. You do have this flood watch here. This does go for a few counties in Florida along the coast of the Gulf. And then you do have some of this flood watch that goes out for southern Georgia. So I mean, that's pretty much it for your alerts. You do have this winter weather advisory that does go out for Oklahoma. This goes out for southeastern Oklahoma. And then you also have this winter storm watch that is actually already out for the area I mentioned that is going to get that snowfall. But that's pretty much it for your alerts. And let me pull this back up. So we're gonna be looking at the southeast. So you can see that this was 8 a.m. today. We'll put this to where we are now. So by the time you're seeing this video, it's probably in the morning of the 11th. I'm actually filming this and posting this on the night of the 10th. So right now it's like 9 o'clock. So you can see that right now it's storming. At the moment, you do have some storms, that have been moving through the Carolinas. This is just trying to get off the Carolina coast, so the interior parts of South Carolina and North Carolina are pretty much done with this rainfall. Although there is some rainfall a little bit farther south that's going to be heavy at times. So you could have some storms in here and could be intense at times. So overnight, Panhandle, Florida, watch out. Miami, you guys could also see some of these storms as your low pressure will possibly move through southern Florida. If this does, then I'm expecting a lot less rainfall for the areas of Virginia, Delaware, and even southern New Jersey. So it's really depending on where this is going to move right now. If it's going to take a turn and just head straight up the coast right now, or if it's just going to keep going on its path and just cut through Florida and then go into the Atlantic. So we have a lot of, stuff to discuss considering that there's so many probable paths for it. So we're really going to be keeping a close eye on where this thing's heading. And you can see that it does start scampering up the coast. And you can see that the rain does make it into the Tallahassee area, but it doesn't quite make it into Miami. So that low pressure actually forms this diagonal line of these storms. But that's not the main part of your system. The main part of your system is on the backside of this, which would be located right here, as you can see, in central Louisiana around 4 a.m. tonight, or tomorrow morning, sorry. But you can see this does form a new low pressure. It's very weak. It's only 1,009 millibars, meaning that, that would be pretty high for low pressure. But, it's just starting, and it's going to get stronger. It's not going to get weaker. You can see this moves up into the Carolinas. This one looking like a lot more rain for the more interior parts of the Carolinas, especially South Carolina. I think you guys could have some thunderstorms. As you can see, you have some reds and oranges popping up pretty much in every area in South Carolina. And then when this moves into North Carolina, you can see the rain isn't quite as heavy, but it is still very heavy rain. On the backside of this, here's your same area I was talking about when we looked at the alerts. You get this band of heavy snowfall on the backside of this. So I don't think South Carolina is going to have this snowfall. It was very tight as of this morning. Considering this area that my mouse is circling in, we really did not expect too much snow from that, but there was a possibility as of this morning. But then, as we moved into later in the day, we got more data on this storm. It's just kind of looking like it's just going to be on this border between Tennessee, Virginia, and North Carolina. You could also see some snow in southern West Virginia and southeastern Kentucky. So there's many areas with the possibility of some snow. You see that this does make it into portions of southern West Virginia, and it brings a pretty good heavy band of heavy snow that's going to move out. But that's pretty much the end of the model run. But I just want to, tell you guys that this just is going to be moving up the coast on its path, and it's going to bring a few more, bands of rainfall and possibly some snowfall to Virginia. But that's pretty much what's going to be happening for the southeast in the next few hours and then the next 2 days. So now we're going to be taking a look at your snowfall totals. And this goes out 78 hours, so this is pretty much the duration of your storm. And you can see that you do have this area of some pretty heavy snowfall that is showing up here on the GFS. We're going to be taking a look at this. You'd see you got here on the border between Tennessee and North Carolina. This one looking like it's going to be a little more snow for North Carolina than Tennessee, because you can see it this is in North Carolina. You do have not over, but exactly a foot of snow that could fall here in North Carolina. This would be for the western areas of North Carolina, and then Virginia getting a pretty similar amount of snowfall. You're up to 10 inches of snow for western Virginia. So it's looking like it's going to be a pretty good winter storm for you guys out there in the southeast. So if any of you are winter weather fans in the southeast, well, tomorrow might be your lucky day, considering that a lot of snow is expected to fall in pretty widespread areas. We'll go to West Virginia. Here's your band that moves through southern West Virginia. Up to 9 inches of snow for the very southern end of West Virginia. I really don't think Kentucky's going to get much out of this one. I think you guys could possibly get 3 inches of snow. If you're very close to the border between Virginia, I think you guys in Kentucky could possibly see a few inches of snow. But I'm not mentioning the whole state. I'm really just focusing on this area right here along the borderline. So for your snowfall totals, that was pretty much it. But we are going to change this to your rainfall totals. So I'll try and pull this up for you guys. Let's see here. Yeah, if I don't get this, guys, I'm sorry. I just, I don't really use pivotal weather that much. So that's pretty much why I'm not really figuring this out. But yeah, so it's looking like I'm not going to be able to find this. Yeah. Alright, well, I mean, that's fine. But I just want to let you guys know that there will be a lot of rainfall falling with these storms too. Let me try this. Yeah, that's not it. Oh wait, I might have found our thing. Okay. This might be it. Yep, I found it. Alright. So we put this out 84 hours. Okay, so we're going to be looking at your rainfall totals next. You know, this is the GFS still. And this is almost the same area getting a lot of rain. So you're not only going to have that rain in the beginning, but you're going to have the snow too. So it's going to start out for rain for pretty much everybody. But on the backside of this, when your cold air comes through behind it, is when you have that pocket of snow. But right now we're focusing on that rain. So you can see that for Virginia, North Carolina, and even Tennessee, you're getting rain up to 2.5 inches of rain. I mean, that's a pretty good rainstorm. Pretty good meaning that it's a pretty substantial rainstorm. And then you look into Georgia. This is northern Georgia. You're getting pretty much up to an inch of rain. South Carolina, I would say same thing for you guys in South Carolina and Georgia. And Alabama, I would say a little bit less than Georgia. But that's it's something to watch. And then you see here in West Virginia, you also are getting similar amounts of rain to you guys in South Carolina. We'll go to Kentucky. It looks like same thing for you guys in Kentucky and South Carolina. So South Carolina is going to get a pretty similar amount of rainfall to the other areas in the southeast. So it's going to be a pretty even storm. Not, meaning that there's not going to be one area with like 3 inches of rain and then one area with barely half an inch of rain. This is pretty much more kind of laid out and straight. So I'll move my mouse around again just to see if I land on any of your areas. You can pause the video if my mouse gets pretty close to where you guys are on this map. If any of you happen to be watching this and you're on this map, but that's pretty much it. And we're going to be moving on to the northeast. So here in the northeast, it's it's still active. It's not quiet, I'll tell you that. You do have this little low pressure brewing. This is a little bit further north, so this is into parts of southern Canada. But you do have some rain and snow showers mixing together in the interior parts of the northeast. So that's not really been any problem. You do get on the backside of this, you get some snow showers that are going to fly through. This could be heavy at times for upstate New York. That could definitely drop a few inches of snow. But that moves out, and then you get this high pressure that's going to be pretty strong. So you get cold, dry air tomorrow. So I know today, it was spring-like weather out here. I'm on Long Island, and it was, it felt like not late spring, early spring out there, because the temperature actually went up to 60 degrees, believe it or not. New York City topped off at like 62. But anyways, I just want to tell you guys that it's been very warm lately. I'll switch this back to now. And look how much warm air is here compared to what it's going to be like tomorrow. I don't know. Sorry, I switched that. We'll put this back to tomorrow. And you can see you have a lot of cold air. This has made it well past the New York City area. This is south of southern New Jersey, excuse me, but that's gonna stick around for a few hours, and then by 6 p.m. is when you're gonna have clouds gathering as this storm starts creeping up the coastline, and you can see that you do get some a little bit of freezing rain showing up in northern Virginia, but that is not gonna be long. it's gonna be pretty much all rain for the northeast. But watch how this rain isn't just light rain, it's also a bit heavy. You can see on the coast of Long Island, you could have some thunderstorms possibly. So like Montauk, that area out there in eastern Long Island, you're gonna have some very heavy rain. In the early morning hours of the 13th. So that would be Monday. So on Monday morning, you guys could have a lot of rainfall on the eastern or the coast of the eastern U.S. So I would say mainly the northeast for those heavier bands of rain, but I do think the southeast is going to have similar amounts of rainfall as well. So that's pretty much it for the northeast. You will get some snow showers on the backside of this that will move through the same areas as what we've been experiencing today. So you can see it's pretty much the same area. But that's pretty much it for the northeast. And we're going to be taking a look at the latest GFS model for your upcoming snowstorms. So we're going to start with your first storm, and that goes flying off the coast. And then you get your next storm behind it. That's going to have a pretty weird path. It's going to head directly north from like central Texas. But this does give a few inches of snow to Minnesota in the Dakotas. But that moves out. You get another system that's going to quickly form behind it. You get a pretty good winter storm for you guys in Iowa. I would watch out for some pretty heavy snow in central Iowa, Nebraska, Colorado, Kansas, and like I mentioned again, Minnesota getting another heck of a winter storm. This does also go out for Wisconsin. Wisconsin getting a really big winter storm. I would say the biggest winter storm in the next few days or the next week or two is going to be this one. So I would say around the 17th is when you're going to have the most action. Because you get another big spot for possible severe weather in the southeast. And then look at all this cold air behind it. It is going to be very cold, as you can see in the north central. It's going to be extremely cold because of how far south your Arctic front is going to move. And then this makes it into past the northeast, and you don't really get much action until this next rainstorm. That gives a heck of a rainstorm for you guys in the southeast. Yet another major rainstorm, looking like up to 4 inches of rain. I mean, I know I'm just I'm not speaking facts, but I'm just giving you guys an idea of what these storms are looking like as of now. But that's really just looking like an all rainstorm from the northeast. Excuse me. And then you get this next system that's going to form pretty high north in the U.S. This does give some snow to Montana, the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, and that does form a very, very large winter storm. And the low pressure on this thing is going to drop dramatically. You can see 983 millibars. That is a 973. This is a very, very intense low pressure system that's going to be moving through it. So we're going to track that one. You get another kind of line of rainstorms that are going to move through. Looking like just rain for the northeast. You get another system, and then that's it. So just keep an eye on those next systems. I'm going to give you guys the latest on those systems tomorrow. Might be tomorrow morning, depends. Could be tomorrow afternoon, but, we'll really see. I'll try and be a little flexible with my schedule, but that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel, and we'll catch you guys in the next update. So we'll see you guys. Have a good night.